Alex man, is Russia losing the war? It no longer has full control of the southern port of Kherson, the first major city captured by Russia in the early days of the war. It's getting harder and harder to be a Russian shill on the internet. For weeks they could just say, hey, it takes a while to conquer Ukraine, Russia isn't losing, or it took the US 6 weeks to conquer Iraq. Well, here we are, coming up on week 5 of the war. Let's look at the Russian position. 1. The Russian advance has been pathetic. When Russia invaded, Ukraine fought a fighting retreat, trading empty territory for time. Russia thus made significant advances in this first week. Since that week, the Russian advance has been pitiful. The Russians captured one major city, which is their only significant gain so far. Today, Russia lost control of this city. This video shows Russian gains day by day. I don't love it, but it's the best one I found. Notice how little ground Russia has gained since week 1. Ukraine is now actively counterattacking and retaking territory from Russia. Russia is struggling to hold its current gains, which amount to little overall. All major cities remain in Ukrainian hands. All major fronts have ceased their advance. Russia still does not have control of the airspace. Look at the Russian advantage in terms of numbers. The fact they've fought so poorly is really telling. Ukraine is not a top 10 global military power by any stretch, yet here they are. 2. Russian logistics remain a problem. On most fronts, the Russian army is out of food, oil, and basic supplies. Russia is so desperate to get supplies to the front they are using civilian trucks. Meanwhile, Ukrainian special forces are targeting these convoys and devastating Russian logistical efforts. 3. Russian losses have been staggering. We don't know how many Russians have died in this war, but we know the losses are staggering. According to the Kremlin, 1,300 Russians have died. Given Russia's history of censorship and lying, we know this number is false. What's amazing though is that even 1,300 is a very high number for modern war. The US lost 197 men during all 6 weeks of the Iraq invasion. This likely means casualties are so high the Kremlin cannot hide it and has to admit to higher losses. According to US intelligence sources, about 7,000 Russians have died. According to Ukraine, 15,000 Russians have died. Russia has lost 500 tanks, almost 200 aircraft, and hundreds of supply vehicles. 6 Russian generals have been killed now. Russia has lost all of this and still has not captured a single major objective. Suddenly Russia has changed its tune. Originally the goal was to denazi Ukraine, which was code for install puppet government. Basically, the objective was total annexation. We know this because Russia didn't just invade the Donbass region, it invaded the entire country from every direction. Now suddenly Russia today is reporting the goal was only ever to capture to Donbass border region. Now Russia can abandon the war and Putin can falsely claim that they achieved their objectives to save face. I never thought I'd see this, but Russia is about to lose this war. Russia is pulling troops out of Georgia and sending them to Ukraine. This move won't help much though, because Russia cannot supply the troops they already have engaged. Adding more does little but throws more men into the meat grinder. 38.8K views. View 1548 upvotes.